Hi everyone, I'm Sloane Taylor and welcome to What's Cooking Wednesday. And so you're watching this video on a Saturday morning while you're enjoying a nice cup of coffee and a biscuit, and you say, what's with the name? Well, my producer, the crew, and myself had a meeting and decided let's have the videos match up with the blog where every Wednesday magically a new recipe appears. And at the end of the program, the credits will show the blog that you should click on Wednesday mornings. Now, let's get to business here. Today we're making a tasty tomato salad, but first I'd like to talk with you about infusing herbs and garlic in olive oil. There are a great many olive oils out there, and you need to be careful at what you buy. Some are so green and raw, they will taint your food rather than complement your food. Filippo Berrio happens to be one of the better qualities that's middle priced, and consider purchasing that one when you go to the grocery store. I get it in the gallons because I use that much on a monthly basis. Now, if you are going to infuse olive oil with herbs, this is fresh rosemary that has been lowered into this little cruet, and then the olive oil poured on top. You want to leave the herb in there for anywhere from 3 to 7 days, but not much longer because you stand a chance of the herb molding. Be sure your herb is covered with the olive oil. This is olive oil with garlic. Wonderful for sauteing, frying, making garlic bread, anything with garlic. It's 2 cups of oil with 10 cloves of peeled garlic cut in half. This, with the rosemary, makes a great salad dressing. So we'll move these out of the way and get on with our tasty tomato salad. This is based on an old Italian recipe, and what we're going to use are fresh tomatoes, scallions or green onions, fresh garlic, fresh basil, parsley, and of course ground pepper. I have to tell you, periodically I will have to take a sip of water because I have had a lot of throat surgeries and I need the water to stay moist. So excuse me 1 minute. Pretend I'm Dean Martin on Johnny Carson's show. So now, we have the tomatoes already sliced and put in a concentrical pattern. Then we are going to come up here. We are going to combine the olive oil with red wine vinegar. Now all the recipes are on the end of the video, so you'll be able to have all of that. And there's plenty of time for you to write down what each ingredient requires. So we have that, and then we add in garlic. I like to use a press. A garlic press is simple, much easier than chopping. You still have to peel it, but then you just, voila, and there you go. You use a sharp knife, which I failed to have up here, to scrape off the bottom. And if you were making a cooked dish, like spaghetti gravy, then you would open the press and scrape all of that into the sauce. Now, then we're going to take fresh basil, clip off a little bit of that, and the easiest way, this is a tip for you, the easiest way to use fresh herbs that have to be cut, put them in a coffee cup, use your scissors, and snip away. Your scissors are your best friend in the kitchen. Normally I use my hands for everything, but old Studs, my husband, said, don't do that, it looks nasty on videos. So we scrape the basil in there. And then we have the garlic, basil, our fresh pepper. Spread that across the top. Mix that together with a fork. Now you can either pour this across your tomatoes or you can use a spoon. I prefer a spoon because when you do it, you have to make sure you pretty much cover everything evenly. The reason, it's all going to sink to the bottom. You want to try and get as much across the top as possible. And I feel I can control it better if I spoon. Now, don't make a lot of this because if you do, to refrigerate it overnight, your tomatoes will get soggy, it won't be good. So you want to use about 1 tomato for every 2 people, or if they're small, 1 tomato per person. And if you really enjoy tomatoes, by all means, an excellent lunch is the salad with crusty French bread and a lovely bottle of crisp red wine or white wine. Tip 2, go to your dollar store and get the cheapest box of Kleenex you can find. Keep it on your kitchen counter for little wipe ups like this. Works great. Now we have the salad there. Now we want to take the scallions, green onions, chopped up fine, along with parsley. And again, don't use your hands, Sloane. It looks bad in video. But I have to tell you, I use them all the time when I cook at home. And you want to mix this up. Whoa, just like Julia Child, throw that around. Okay, so now we have this. I'm going to sprinkle it across the top. And we'll just get it all out there. Ziggy, you have a salad that's great tasting and looks beautiful. Now, we are doing a little contest thing. For everyone who watches the video, you will note that there were several times I said tip. We would like you to email me, and that address is at the end of the video, with how many times I gave a tip out today, and you don't have to tell me what they are, just the number of tips, and we'll collect all those names, and for the people who are correct, we'll draw 2 of those names and send them a free cookbook, signed, of course. Thank you for coming. I hope you have a great life filled with laughter and set around a well-laden table. Bye. See you next week when we do eggs, the incredible edible egg. Bye.